So I started my YouTube channel in 2019. They're buying the pants for 2,000 naira. They're buying the top for like 1,500 or 2,000 naira. Where to buy thrift items from, especially thrift clothes. Yaba Market is your best friend. So it was 1 year before I got married and before I got pregnant and had my daughter. The one thing I really do not like about this going into a business, starting a business thing, I really don't like when people are not genuine about the advice that they're pouring out. If you're not giving people a how-to, like a literal how-to, don't list out business ideas without saying it. If we're going to talk about business ideas, we're going to talk about things that actually work. Not someone telling you to be a social media marketer from your house and telling you to take a digital marketing course. No. Or not someone telling you to go and be an event planner and go to school and learn event planning. No. I'm not going to list out business ideas that you can do. No, I'm gonna tell you how to do them. If you haven't watched my lucrative side hustles for stay-at-home mom, I did start like a series where I talked about some side hustles that I felt were ideal for women to go into, especially stay-at-home mom. I have done research on these businesses. I wouldn't say I have started them, so I'm no expert at it, but I've seen what works and what doesn't, and I feel like if you try them, there's a possibility for you to make an immense amount of revenue on them. So why not share it with my ever supportive public? Now, there's something I noticed during the festive period and during certain periods in the year. It's that people love gifting things to other people that they care about and they love. Now, what perfect way to start a business based on that? Now, the very first business idea we're going to be talking about is hampers. Now, these are like gift personalized boxes, baskets, you name it, that people give to their loved ones. Would you believe that people are making an immense amount of money on this in this Nigeria? I didn't believe it until I patronized somebody this December. I was just like, why are people selling this thing? Like, who would buy them? I did. I bought them. And I can honestly tell you that I spent a chunk of change buying this item. When going into hampers, there are different ways you can go about it. You can start with personalized items. I grew up having people put like cornflakes or milk or Milo or biscuits. You know that little blue tin that has like different or a variety of cookies? Those were also inside the hampers that I grew up, you know, seeing. And you know, like Pringles and other things that will make it very interesting. I just found it very conventional. There's nothing spectacular about them. But over the years, people have started to make it more personal. People have started to do customized water bottles, customized journals, customized cups, customized cookies. Even like the bougie type of hampers I've seen, or gift boxes. I've seen some people using Fortnum and Mason cookies and jars and putting all of that. That's even in like the food, like the personalized gift item setting. The one I patronized this December, I patronized the business that did fruit hampers. I know it sounds absurd, like somebody has sat down to decide to create a business of selling fruit hampers. Within the last couple of years, people have started to go very organic, very healthy, and who wouldn't love a basket of fruit? Especially for like our parents and our grandparents, these are like the perfect gifts to gift our elderly people because it's very essential for them. They love it, they can use it. I found myself gifting my dad, my mom, my in-laws, everyone. Now, it did cost me a chunk of change, and that's honestly because of the different sizes. What this person did was that they had a hamper of 10,000 naira and the basket was probably like this small. And then they had a hamper of 20,000 naira and it was this big. No, like a little bit, yeah, bigger. It was this big. And they had the 50,000 naira hampers, they had the 30,000 naira hampers, they even had a 100K hamper. And those ones like had things like imported biscuits and stuff, but they had like different grades that you could purchase. Now, I decided to purchase the 20,000 naira hampers and these were amazing. Like, this vendor went out of her way to make sure that I was happy, although like I had a bit of like issues with delivery, but she went out of her way to make sure I got my items. She even went ahead to add personal Christmas cards. Like, I found that as very touching because I did want my people to feel very special, and I wrote cards to each and every one of them. So I found that to be very, very ideal. If you're going to be starting a hamper business, especially the fruits basket hamper business, the essential things I think you're gonna basically need is like fruits, obviously, and like the basket. I think those cost about 2,000 naira or 1.5. It should be based on the size and the quality of what you want as well, because I think that this raffia thing that they use to make it differs in quality, so it just depends on that, as well as the actual fruit. So if you want to be cheap and make as much revenue as you can or profits as you can, I believe getting fruits from the mile 12 market that I mentioned in my previous video would also be very essential, because one, they're very cheap, and two, they come fresh from the north. In Nigeria, a majority of our produce comes from the north, so these come into mile 12 and they come in like the manufacturing wholesaling price. So if you want to utilize as much money as you can from this fruit business, I genuinely believe that going to that market and buying everything fresh and packaging everything would be essential. Now, I would recommend that when you're going into this hamper business, ensure that you are going to have a way to preserve the fruits, because one thing you don't want to do is give people spoiled fruits. What I did was I ordered my hamper or my fruits a couple of hours before I had to actually deliver them. It got to me by like 10 p.m. that night, and I gave the first batch of baskets the following morning. Because they are perishable foods, you know, you need to protect them. So what I did was put them on my dining table and I put them under the AC so that it would be a little bit cold and preserve itself. But if you are going to be doing this full time, I genuinely feel like you need to figure out a way for you to preserve the fruit. Now, if you're not going with the fruit hamper route, you want to go with something different, something conventional, you can just go with personalized gift boxes. I know a lot of people that do that. What they do is that they buy items from China, they order them in, and they add them to their gift boxes. You can get yourself like a box from a cotton company. The different cotton makers here in Lagos. You can also get shredded paper from a company that does shredded paper. There are also several of them on social media, and then you can now add your item. I know people go really out of their way to make sure that their personal boxes are looking good. So if you're going to do that, I believe that gift boxes, hampers, all those things are needed for birthdays, bridal showers, Valentine presents, Christmas presents. Those are your seasons to sell your market. So if you want to go into that, I highly recommend that. Now, the second business idea I definitely would recommend is starting a candle making business. There are a ton, like a literal ton of people that are making a killing here in Lagos of candle making. Let me just tell you guys that I found out that first, there are two types of ways people are making money with candle making. One, somebody is doing a candle making class. She's actually setting up a, you know how you do pottery making class? They're doing candle making too. Same way you're doing, you know, sip and paint. Somebody is doing candle making in Lagos. Guess what she's doing? She's sitting down, organizing events. People are paying like 15,000 naira, 20,000 naira, and they're sitting down and they are making candle, mixing the wax, boiling the wax, pouring the essential oil, putting the tip and everything on the wood and pouring it, waiting for it to cool off, and they've made their candle and they carry the candle and they go home. I mean, I think that's the best part about everything, that you make your candle and you take it home with you. But somebody is making it as a service. Now, if she buys the essential candle tool, maybe it is for a sitting of 20 people or 15 people. The tools she has bought, all the things that you're using there, it wouldn't cost her more than maybe 30,000 naira. Now let's calculate it. If 15 people are coming for that class and they are paying 15,000 naira each, that is 225,000 naira that girl has made. How much did she spend on the materials? Let's not forget that the venue that she even wants to use, the owners can say, oh, okay, because you're creating awareness for us and you're bringing people to our establishment, they're going to be buying our food. So if you want anything else, you buy it. Maybe she's even spending money on just small things. Maximum another 20,000 naira on small chops on the food. Maybe a platter. She's still making at least another 180 or 190,000 naira profit from that event. And she does this event maybe like every weekend or every 2 weekends in a month. Isn't that somebody's salary? I sit back and I'm like, people are so creative, and it's just applying yourself that truly matters. That is one way of using candle making to blow in the candle making industry. Another way for you is to actually start a candle making business. Right now, people are into aesthetics. People are into creating the life that they love. And I've seen that a lot of people have come out with different types of businesses, even the aesthetic ones. Those people are making a killing. Now, do you know that people are making the statue mold and all those things? They're making them here in candles. I can have a Christmas tree as a candle. I can have a woman's body as a candle. I can have a vase looking candle. Things are like changing in the world, and I feel like now is the time to tap into these industries. Like, I'm giving you undiluted, authentic business ideas I know that people have not even thought about. Guess how much people are selling those candles? One candle can cost 3,000 naira. Do you know how much she spends on the materials? Okay, first of all, I won't say things are like cheap, but if you invest at least 150 or 200,000 naira in the materials, that's the wax, that's the mold, that's the oils that you want to use on the candle wick and everything. Okay, you're gonna spend about 150k. You will make that money times 3. I have seen a business, it's not based here in Nigeria, but I've seen a business that started from making candles to making oils, right? The essential oils, they make them as well. Bath soaks. Guys, she started like a line of bath soaks. She started a line of car air fresheners. These things are amazing. I see people and I'm like, you are so creative. You went out of your way to see, from just making candles to expanding your product range. I think that that's what's essential, honestly. Looking beyond what that small business can bring to you and looking for how to incorporate other things into it. So if you're someone that's interested in making candles or you're interested in going into this industry, I feel like it is an untapped market here in Lagos, at least here in Nigeria. There are a few people. Jumping into it right now and making your killing and then expanding your reach will be very essential to you. I feel like you're going to make a ton of money from it, and also find out how you can now incorporate other things that are also essential, other things that are similar to what you're selling into your business. Now, I absolutely love the fact that I have decided to change my strategy this year, which is to actually spend time teaching you guys how to go into these businesses, not just listing it. I want you guys to see the passion that I see and the opportunities that I see when I come across these business ideas, and how you slot and fit yourself into these businesses. If you wake up tomorrow morning and say, okay, I've done extensive research on candle making, I want to go into it, I genuinely believe you can make a lot of money from it. The same thing goes with the hampers. The hampers is an untapped market. It is big. It is large. First off, in Lagos, we're over 20 million people. Out of 20 million people, at least 1 million people will try and buy things for their loved one during the festive season. Whether it's Easter, whether it's Valentine, whether it's Christmas, whether it's even birthdays, bridal showers. There are so many events. I feel like as long as there is a market for the event planners, for people that pay a ton of money for event planning, for birthdays, for weddings, for all of that, there's a market for you. Don't sleep on these ideas. I'm going to be listing a ton more and teaching you how you can actually see the potential in going into these businesses. So yeah, that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts on this or any ideas you'd like to throw my way, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think, and I'll definitely respond. Until then, don't forget to subscribe. Keep watching. Make sure you jot down these ideas and know that I'm coming back with more ideas. Bye, guys.